Welcome to the Golden Nuggets. Exclusive for TGN podcast listeners, I have an exciting offer this May. Get a professional one-page website, quick, efficient, and on one single platform for just $1. Yes, you heard that right, $1 freaking dollar. Normally, my fees are about $1,250 for one-page website. So this particular month, I'm giving you a discount of $1,249 off the usual price. In exchange, there's a simple commitment fee of $50 a month. Okay, this is just to cover the platform costs and whatever miscellaneous fees involved. So on top of that, there's a special bonus. This bonus will get you to access my one-page playbook mini course, where it's a series of videos that I share on how you can build effective, high-converting landing pages. You get access to a community of like-minded individuals. On top of that, you get weekly group coaching sessions to solidify your foundations of your website. This offer is just limited to 100 signups. Yes, 100 signups, and spots are filling it fast. So it's valid only for this month. Anything above this month, it's off. Okay, so first come, first serve. Sign up today at $1website.shop/TGN. I repeat, $1website.shop/TGN. Don't miss this one. I'll see you guys on the other side.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Golden Nuggets podcast. My name is Hanafi and I have the main host with me, as usual, Ame. And today's episode is going to be an interesting one. We have somebody who's not local. She came here, and when she came here, she had 0 followers. And today she's an influencer with over 40,000 followers on Instagram and more than 18,000 followers or rather subscribers on YouTube. And her name is Marion.
Hi everyone, thank you for having me.
Hi Marion, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. And how's your day today?
Good, I just came from a brand shooting. I was down in Serangoon to shoot for a F&B.
Okay.
It was a very cool place, a coffee shop which serves local dishes. Actually, my favorite food. Singapore local food is my favorite. And yeah, definitely another great day of work where I get paid to try foods. So I can't complain.
Okay. All right. So I think, like mentioned to you earlier, the very first part of the podcast we will discuss, or we will talk about your background. So can you share with the listeners what was it like back then when you were in Switzerland? How did you grow up? And also like what schools do you go to? What do you study back then?
Yeah, so I grew up in Zurich, Switzerland, where I grew up in a beautiful home near to Lake Zurich. I studied political science and have my master's degree in political science from University of Zurich. And right after my studies, my ex-boyfriend had a job opportunity here in Singapore and asked me to come on an adventure here in Singapore.
Okay.
And it has always been my dream to live in Asia. So this was perfect timing because I didn't have a job in Zurich yet. I had some part-time jobs. I worked as a figure skating coach. I worked as some secretary work, but not a fixed job. So as this came at the perfect time, so I packed my bags and came to Singapore with him.
Okay.
Should I continue?
No,
You were about to say something.
Yeah. So should I just continue with my story?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone in my family asked me, so you're moving to Singapore. This is so exciting. Do you love Singapore so much? And I was like, I don't know. I've never been. But I heard all good things about Singapore. So I was very excited. And the minute I arrived, and I think we all know this spot where the car drives over the bridge and you get to see the MBS and the flyer.
Yeah.
And I think this was the moment I fell in love with Singapore already. And ever since, it became my happy place. I always say that Singapore is a combination of the best of both worlds, from Switzerland and Singapore. Important to mention is Switzerland is a great place. It has a high quality of life. I grew up in a privileged environment with a good university, beautiful, like nice friends. I had nothing to complain. I didn't come to Singapore to escape. I didn't come to Singapore to escape anything. But it was just too cold.
Okay.
Switzerland is so cold. And I'm probably the only person here in Singapore who's not complaining about the weather at all. I love the heat. I love the humidity. It's never too warm for me.
Okay.
And it's so safe. I think Singaporeans take this for granted a lot. I mean,
Interesting.
you can leave your phone on the table and go to the toilet and it will be there if you come back. And even though Switzerland is pretty safe too, I would never do that. Never.
Really?
Never.
Is there any specific reason why?
Yeah, it's gone.
That's
No
a difference.
joke.
That's a difference.
Oh, okay.
So if I leave my phone at the bus stop and I come back 1 hour later, for sure it's gone. And in Singapore, I will probably leave my Singapore dollar notes
Yeah.
on a display and it'd still be there.
I think the notes,
bit-
maybe they may take.
Maybe the notes, but
Yeah.
not my wallet.
Yeah.
Might be a bit much for the notes, but for the phone, maybe not.
But what was the draw? You mentioned that you never been to Singapore, but at the same time you really want to live in Asia. What was the draw towards Asia that makes you want to come here?
Yeah, so when I was younger, my parents took us on a lot of travels. We usually traveled a big trip overseas once a year. So I got to see a lot of Thailand. I was in Malaysia. I was in Cambodia, Vietnam. So I always loved Asian culture, and I was backpacking when I was 18, this very stereotype backpacking 3 months through Thailand, hostels and beach parties. And I just loved the idea of walking down the street and buying mango for $1. This is what life quality is. Being in flip-flops, it's warm all the time. And this is what my imagination of Singapore was, just with like nicer streets and a very good functioning system with an efficient public transport and convenience. So this sounded perfect.
You have summer all year round.
Yeah, I don't miss the snow at all.
But you never traveled to Singapore before?
Never.
Never. Okay.
So what were your plans upon coming to Singapore? Do you have anything in mind? Were you already set out that, okay, I want to be an influencer? Or?
No. So the story was actually the struggle started before I even came here. I wrote over 65 applications in Singapore and I would not find a job. And I was very frustrated. I thought with a degree in political science and communication from a very good university worldwide, my chances were quite high. But I did not get a job, not even interviews, which I would apply for jobs that I was highly overqualified, but not even there anything would work. So then eventually I got a job at the German school as a preschool teacher. And I was so happy about it. So I came to Singapore, very motivated to start a job. And 3 days before I would have started the job, they just canceled it. And I was devastated. And that left me with a lot of time, still very motivated to explore Singapore. So I started a fresh Instagram account in January 2023 to just show my family about my adventures and what I do all day. And it has never been my plan to become a content creator or influencer and make it my full-time job, never. So I started to create content, make videos mainly about food because I was so impressed, and I was so impressed by all the local food, and I fell in love with chicken rice. I ate it like 5 times when I came here per week. And so after a while, I realized that, okay, my followers kind of grew quite fast, and I dived into podcasts and educational videos about content creation. And I started to realize, okay, this can be a full-time job. And I got to know some creator friends where I could exchange with them what they do. And it really fascinated me. So I found a creator mentorship program, which was, I felt like I was back in uni. It was 9 months long and it was also quite expensive. I paid over $9,000 on this education. So that was, every dollar was worth it. We had lectures like 3 times a week. We would learn everything about social media. We would learn everything about, the algorithm. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, we would learn everything about the algorithm. And I thought I knew social media. I was quite active on Instagram before, but then I realized I have no clue. So I made it to my goal to post a video every single week for a year. And until now, I post a video or a post almost every day. And that was the reason why I was started to grow quite fast. And I got invitations to food tastings and events. And then as soon as I got my first paid brand deal, I realized, okay, I'm going full in. This is what I want to do. And I realized it's going to be a full-time job. So I decided to give it a go.
So you started with just one intention in mind, which is to update your family and friends in Switzerland. And then it basically just blew up from there.
Yeah, it is. But I really have to mention, I was so passionate about it from the very first day, which resulted in posting so much. And I think in the beginning, all you have to do, not all you have to do, but in the beginning, it's super crucial to post a lot and regularly. And I worked more than my ex-boyfriend as a consultant. I worked 16 hours a day, but it didn't feel like work, right?
Yeah.
So,
But
Yeah.
at that point of time, how are you financing yourself?
I had a lot of savings. So I came to Singapore with 1 year of savings that I knew I could, because
Do anything.
the job at the German school was paid very, very bad. But I didn't do it because of any money reasons. I just wanted to get the experience. So yeah, I had savings for a year, accumulated over the past 20 years by just random side jobs. I worked in a cafe and offices and very stupid jobs. But now, yeah, that.
But was there any reason why you don't look out for the other jobs? Like when you lost that German school?
Well, I kept on applying. Even when I was here, I had job interviews and I couldn't get a job.
Don't worry, you're not the only one. Singaporeans are having that issue too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially as a foreigner, they have very strict foreigner rules, especially after COVID. It was impossible. And I talked to a lot of other expats and they face similar issues.
Can you share with us like what are the challenges that you face to get these jobs, or perhaps any expats will face when they are trying to look for a job?
Well, I made an application. First of all, they say PR only, PR or residents only. So I wouldn't even apply. And then I would just send out application after application. I wouldn't even get a response. Not even an interview. And then I had an interview, I think, for a very boring office job. Oh my God, I'm so happy I didn't get it. But they said they would choose someone local.
Okay.
And they said they have to fulfill a certain quota of local and foreigners, and they just have no capacity for a foreigner.
Okay. Is it okay to share how much was the German school planning to pay you?
I was supposed to get 2,500 Singapore dollars.
Wow.
For a full-time job.
That's
Not very much.
yes.
No, I think you've been here long
when
enough.
you convert that to Swiss francs, that's like under 2,000 Swiss francs, right?
No, Swiss francs. Oh yeah, Swiss
Like
francs.
1,008, 1,009.
1,000.
Yeah,
Swiss
1,800. Oh my God, in Switzerland, people wouldn't even get out of bed.
Yeah. So I think the time when we met, I shared with you about the challenges that Singaporeans have. So that is one of the challenge. Like we feel that the work that we do, the knowledge that we have, the qualifications that we have, it does not match with the type of salary that they're giving.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why we feel that like a lot of us, we feel like suffocated here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a problem in many countries that people and employees don't feel worshipped enough. I wish I could help you in this matter, but I think you need to speak to the Prime Minister for this concern.
Okay, yeah. We'll add him to the guest list.
Yeah, next time.
The Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Sure.
But do you, as a someone from Switzerland, do you face that in Switzerland?
I mean, inflation has been a big problem the past 2 years. And when I went back in December to visit my family and I went grocery shopping and I got a few items and it hit like $50. I could not believe my eyes. Even, I mean, eating out is almost impossible to on a daily basis. So you cook, but even groceries grocery shopping has become so, even grocery shopping has become super expensive. And I know a lot of people struggle, especially with healthcare. I pay now still around 800 Singapore dollars a month for a very basic health care
Insurance.
Insurance, yeah.
healthcare insurance. That's a lot. So people in Switzerland struggle, definitely. Yes, the average salary is higher compared to The average salary is higher compared to Singapore, but daily costs of living are double.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. When you started out your Instagram, and did you immediately start your YouTube?
I had a YouTube channel from the very beginning, and I just reposted the same
Content.
short form content to YouTube Shorts. Yes.
Okay.
I also started to create long form videos in the very beginning. They were super bad. They're still not the best, I have to admit, but I uploaded like one long form video a month. Yeah, but basically I just reposted the Instagram content to TikTok as well as I reposted the content from Instagram to TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Okay. So my question is, how fast was the growth of your followers, and at which point of time from January 2023 to which month that you start monetizing from your channel?
I think
your Instagram, sorry. Yeah.
the beginning obviously was the hardest until I reached 10,000 followers.
Okay.
And I think from 10,000 to 30,000, it was the fastest growth. But I remember getting the first paid small brand deal with around 4,000 followers, which I really want to talk about because I think people think they need over 20,000 or a lot of followers to get some brand deals, which is just not the case. I invested a lot in engagement from the very beginning, which means that I interacted with other accounts, that I replied to all of the DMs, all of the comments, which resulted in receiving a lot of comments myself. And that's what brands these days really look out for, is a high engagement rate. So when I ask them, why are you choosing me? I have like 6,000 followers, not someone with 50,000 followers. And then they said, well, your reach and your views are way higher than someone who has 50,000 followers. And you have 200 comments, which is so much more worth to us than someone who's got a huge following, but maybe 2 comments. So that was the reason why I was able to earn money quite at an early stage.
When you say engagement, right, are you saying that you engage or you comment on other profiles, or when people comment on your profile and you respond to them?
I do both. I just look through my feed, and when I like a post and I think it's nice, then I just comment. And I think people nowadays are just sometimes lazy and they just scroll without really interacting and engaging with other content. And I just made it my goal to, when I think it's nice, I wasn't spamming accounts of like just posting emojis. No, when I just thought it was nice, and I just left a genuine comment.
And how much time do you spend in doing that every day?
I spent a lot of time in the beginning, and to be honest, I thought, is it worth it? Am I wasting my time here? And for a long time, I didn't know if it was worth it. I spend around an hour to 2 hours a day commenting and answering questions and comments. And it proved to be the best strategy, especially when starting out. By engaging with other accounts, you kind of draw the attention to your account as well. So people think, oh, who's this girl? She commented on my picture. I'm going to check her out.
So virality is usually based on 1% of the population of the country. So Singapore having 5 million people living here, 50,000 views is kind of like being viral. So for you, which is your very first content that actually crosses 50,000 views?
Oh, 50,000, I don't know. But I always thought like viral is considered 1 million or like 100,000. So I want to talk about my first very viral video, which has right now like almost 2 million views. And it's so frustrating because it is a video that took me 10 minutes to make, and I think it's a very low quality video.
Okay.
And then I spend 6 hours on other videos, and it gets like not half the views.
Yeah.
It is a video where I'm standing in the bus here in Singapore, and since I'm very tall, I hit my head on the handles, and I was just walking in the bus, like my head hitting the handles, saying POV 177 in Asia. And this was the first video that got super viral. I also received a lot of hate comments and stupid comments. But I think it's part of the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's also engagement, so it's good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, I was like, okay, haters, I'm happy to have you.
Yeah.
Just engage with my post. That's
Yeah.
fine. But that was the first video that, went really viral.
And like, at which month do you get that very first viral video?
Oh, I think that was last October.
So about 10 months in.
Yeah,
And that
but
was your-
if you say viral, like 50,000, I think it was already around 3 months in.
Oh, 3 months in. Usually I play it down for my clients because I do marketing for them, right? I play it down like as long as we hit 10,000 and above, then that's considered good outreach, right? So of course, like 50,000 is like totally bonus.
Yeah.
So 3 months in.
I have to say that I learned a lot in this creator mentorship program. So when I even pitch to brands and speak to clients, I want to tell them the videos I do, it's not a coincidence. It's not I film randomly and then I edit at home just how I like it. Like I script every video. I work with hooks. There are certain things that you have to make sure you do with your videos to make them perform well. So I learned this in this course and I just stick to that strategy. So that was my strategy.
Are you still going through that course?
No, it finished. And also, this is why I started my second business now, my social media coaching, because I'm very happy that I took this course, this mentorship program, and that was the reason why I was able to grow so fast and make it my full-time living in such a short time. And I just want to encourage everyone out there. I don't want to make self-promotion here. You can do it with anyone else. But I just wish that people would invest more in education because it can save them so much time and energy. And I'm very happy that I took the step of investing so much early on in my career. So that's why I started this business of one-on-one coaching. And I made very, very good experiences so far. And I host workshop as well to teach them when just starting out at every stage of their journey. And this is the main takeaways I learned in the course I teach everyone.
But the algorithm keeps on changing. So now that you are not in that course, like how are you keeping up with that change?
Yeah. So the very good question. I watch probably and I educate myself every single day. I'm subscribed to different and I still pay for updated algorithm data and I still work with a team of analysts who have it as their full-time job to track the algorithm, to get all the new features in. So I'm always at every time I'm updated of what's going on in social media. And I think it's very important. And this is also, I think, why it's a good opportunity to work with social media coaches because it's very time consuming. I watch videos and read articles and newsletters every single day for like 1 or 2 hours just to keep on track and test new features. And not everyone has the time to do it. And if you want to grow fast and if you have someone who tells you what to do, I think that's great.
Speeds up your process entirely. Yeah.
Okay. I think we take a break and we'll continue on part 2.
Sure. All right. So thanks guys for tuning into part 1. We're going to learn more from Marion in part 2. So stay tuned. See you. Bye-bye.